The Seattle Mariners, currently on a 12-game winning streak, are the hottest team in baseball. They've been absolutely on fire lately, and it looks like no one can beat them. And with Seattle being so hot lately, I thought it'd be a good time to drop a video on them, just talking about their team so far and how I think things can play out the rest of the season. And real quick before we get into the video, if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, feel free to subscribe. I post plenty of baseball content on this channel, and I'm going to continue to do so going forward. So with that in mind, let's hop right into the video. Coming into the season, a lot of people looked at Seattle as a breakout team who could potentially end their long playoff drought. And I myself was a huge believer in Seattle, as I had them winning 99 games and taking the AL West. But during the first half of this 2022 campaign, Seattle looked like one of the most disappointing teams in baseball. Not even a month ago, Seattle sat at 29-39 and they weren't even close to the playoffs. But since then, Seattle has picked things up and they've been the best team in baseball. Ever since they got shut out by the Angels on June 19th and fell 10 games below 500, they have gone 20-3. Now that we briefly went over how Seattle got to this point, let's take a look at their offense. As a team, their offense is sort of middle of the road, as they currently have a 707 team OPS, which ranks 15th in all of baseball, and they have 100 home runs, which ranks 13th. Ty France, who in my opinion should have definitely been an all-star, has been amazing for Seattle all season long, as so far he's hitting .302 to go along with 10 home runs and 47 runs driven in. Julio Rodriguez, who in my opinion is the best rookie in baseball by a wide margin, is having a historic year. So far he's hitting .275 to go along with 16 home runs and 21 stolen bases, as he's been named to the AL All-Star team. Jesse Winker has been pretty solid lately, as he's hitting .238 to go along with 8 bombs. JP Crawford has been consistently solid for Seattle all season long, as he's hitting .266 to go along with 5 home runs. Eugenio Suarez has been a great source of power for Seattle, as on the year he's hitting .241 to go along with 16 home runs. And they just made a big pickup in my opinion in Carlos Santana, who on the year is only hitting .222 to go along with 7 home runs, but ever since getting in Seattle he's been a lot better, and I think he's going to be a big piece in this offense. They also have Adam Frazier, who on the year isn't doing too great, but I think he's going to get a little bit better as the season goes on, as he's only hitting .234 to go along with 3 home runs. And they also have a very underrated catcher in my opinion. Kyle Rowley on the year has a quiet 12 home runs. And they also have a couple players on the injured list who will be returning in the near future, and Mitch Haniger and Kyle Lewis. And I also got to mention Jarred Kelenic, who absolutely has been a big disappointment so far in his big league career, but in the minors he's heating up lately, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a call up later on in the season and play a big role in Seattle's offense. Now let's take a look at Seattle's starting pitching. This has been one of the best rotations in all of baseball, as up to this point they have a 3.57 team ERA, which ranks 5th in all of baseball. Robbie Ray, who got off to a very slow start, has been absolutely dominant lately, as on the year in 117 innings he has a 3.54 ERA to go along with 135 strikeouts. They also have Logan Gilbert, who's been one of the best pitchers in the American League, as so far in 106 innings he has a 2.8 ERA to go along with 100 strikeouts. They also have Marco Gonzalez, who in 100 innings this year has a 3.5 ERA. Chris Flexen on the year in 96 innings has a 3.84 ERA. And their 5th starter in George Kirby on the year in 64 innings has a 3.78 ERA to go along with 62 strikeouts. So this starting rotation is very, very good. As I mentioned before, they don't have a single starter with an ERA above 4. Now let's take a quick look at Seattle's bullpen. So far this bullpen has been getting the job done, as on the year they have a 3.54 bullpen ERA, which ranks 9th in all of baseball. Paul Sewald, who is their current closer, has 12 saves on the year to go along with a 2.6 ERA. They also have another 9th inning option in Diego Castillo, who on the year has 6 saves to go along with a 3.93 ERA. I also got to mention Andres Munoz. On the year he has a 3 ERA, but he has some of the filthiest stuff I've seen in baseball. Some of his clips I've seen are just ridiculous, the movement that he has on his off-speed stuff. They also have a couple other decent arms in their bullpen in Penn Murphy, who has a 2.72 ERA, and Eric Swanson, who has a .72. So Seattle's slow start seems to be a thing of the past. Like I mentioned earlier, they're on a 12-game winning streak right now. They've been dominating every team that's been in their way. As of today, Seattle is 49-42. They're between Tampa Bay, Boston, and Toronto, as they sit in the 2nd wildcard spot in the American League. And even with this 12-game win streak, they're still 10 games back of Houston in the AL West, so while I don't think they're going to catch Houston for the AL West crown, I think they're definitely going to be in the wildcard conversation, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them end their postseason drought. And early on in the video, I did mention that Julio Rodriguez has been historic up to this point, and I want to read off a ridiculous stat. According to Alex Meyer, Julio Rodriguez is the first player in MLB history with 15 plus home runs, 50 plus RBIs, and 20 plus stolen bases in their first 90 career games. So if that doesn't tell you just how good Julio Rodriguez is at 21 years old, then I don't know what will. He's an absolutely special talent, and I can't wait to watch him for years to come. He's going to come close to 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases as a rookie, which is just absolutely unheard of. So as a whole, I think Seattle's probably going to make the postseason this year, and I'm wicked excited to see it because I think they're one of the most exciting teams to watch. Let me know what you guys think of Seattle down below. As always, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.